Mr. Heavyweight Boxing today?
Hey, what's up, man? This is Chris, the Nightmare Ariel, and you're watching Mission Boxing.
It's your boy Big Baby Miller here. Listen, we knocking on all bums. First it's gonna be Dylan White, if it's gonna be Joseph Parker, but you know who got the story right? Mr. Boxing Today. You check him out. He got all the latest news on the heavyweight division. And if you don't know me, you soon will, because I'm kicking everybody ass.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man, I seen a few people I'm subscribed to did videos on this earlier. 78 Sports TV, shouts out to him. I believe the Boxing Clinic and more, I think he did one. And there was somebody else that did a video. But shouts out to all of them. Just want to get my quick opinion on it. Lennox, you know, the last undisputed heavyweight champion. Man, it's crazy. It's been since 1999 we had an undisputed heavyweight champion. But he had an interview with the Daily Mail where he went on to say, I'll read his quotes and I'll give my opinion. He says, while you might think it's better for him to have another couple of fights first, Wilder would not find this easy. Fury's height, 6 foot 8 inches, 9 inches, long reach, mobility, and style make him very difficult to beat. Vladimir Klitschko discovered that. And the better the opponent, the better Tyson is going to look. Definitely, that's why I call him the boogeyman. He can be a nightmare for anyone, Lewis told the Daily Mail. All right, and it goes on. I don't agree with everything that Lennox Lewis has to say every time he speaks, but most of the time I agree with him. You know what I mean? And this is one of them situations where I do agree with him. I know a lot of fans out there think that Tyson Fury, you know, for some reason needs 7, 8, 9, 10, you know what I mean, tune-up fights to get ready. I think Tyson Fury should take the fight when he is mentally ready and physically, but when his mind is right, when he has that supreme confidence, the same confidence he had going into the Vladimir fight, where a lot of people, including myself, were doubting him going into that fight and picking Vladimir to beat him. You know what I mean? So Tyson Fury seems headstrong about this, fighting Deontay Wilder after he fights Pianata. You know what I mean? So, and I do think stylistically, this could be a nightmare for Deontay Wilder. I know a lot of people think that Wilder's going to catch him with a right hand. Maybe so. But this is why I want to see the fight. So we're not sitting up here having these damn great debates. You know what I mean? We just see what happens. But stylistically, man, it could be a nightmare for him. We know Wilder has a tendency sometimes to, even, you know, sometimes when the scorecards don't reflect it, but a lot of us believe that Wilder's losing fights, or he lost the first couple rounds in this fight, or he lost the first 4 rounds in that fight, and then he catches guys. You know what I mean? Could that be the case in the Fury fight? Possibly. You know, Steve Cunningham was able to catch Fury with an overhand. Cunningham was more of an overhand right that caught Fury. He kind of bent down like he was going down to the body, then he looped over that overhand right and caught Fury. And Fury did a smart thing in that fight. He got up and started to mug Cunningham. He put up the high guard, got right into Cunningham and was pushing him back, mugging him, beating him up, putting his weight on him, going to his body. He started to mug. He started to lean that weight on him. And another thing is, as Lennox was saying, that Klitschko found out that, you know, it's not easy to beat Fury. It was a lot of things he was doing to Klitschko. It wasn't just the moving and making him miss and, you know, talking to him and beating his chest. You know, Fury was beating his own chest, talking shit, moving around, hitting him with the jab. He was agile, and, you know, Klitschko seemed as if in that fight he needed to be set to punch. He wouldn't let his hands go. He seemed very hesitant, and that's because you know, Fury was presenting that to him, and he just made him very uncomfortable in there. And then another thing that Vlad was famous for doing, and a lot of people heckled him for, was clinching and grabbing and being able to maul you and ragdoll you around the ring. He couldn't do that with Fury. Fury's a lot stronger than his physique presents. The dude's a big motherfucker, man. Like, look at his legs, the way he's built. He's a big dude, and he's a lot stronger than what his physique will tell you. You know what I mean? From the eye test. You know, he doesn't look like an action figure, right? He doesn't look like Carlos Takam or Anthony Joshua, or, you know, he's not muscle bound. But the dude is a lot stronger than his physique presents. But and maybe Wilder can, and maybe that could be a problem to Wilder. Maybe he'll step to Wilder and take away his right hand. Maybe he'll make him miss on the outside, be mobile. Then maybe he'll step to him and try to put up the high guard and come forward and try to lean his weight on him. I know when Ortiz tried to do that, Wilder pushed him off, you know what I mean? But different dynamics in this fight, different dynamics. Fury may be tougher to just push off of you like that. You know what I mean? Maybe he can wrap Wilder's arms up and maul him and grab him and push him backwards. I mean, there's a lot of things that could happen in this fight, and Wilder could knock him out. You know what I mean? But entertaining fight, man. I don't think Fury needs 6, 7, 8 fights to get ready for this. Now, yes, I did say that I thought that next year, this was before he took the fight with Fury. When he first came back, I was saying that I think he needs possibly 2 or 3 fights, and then 2019 fight Wilder or Joshua. I thought that what his plan would be, but 2 or 3 fights. So he's going to take 2. All right. So if he's in the gym and he's training, he's ready, and he has that confidence, that crazy confidence, man. To me, especially at heavyweight, man, well, to be a boxer, period, you got to have some crazy in you, right? But especially the great ones, just like what they always say about great musicians, you know, they got some crazy in them. And Fury definitely has some fucking crazy in him, man. When he's super confident and he can beat the world, and you know, I'm going to take this fight despite what you fans and pundits think. That's when I think he's ready. When it's almost borderline crazy. Because going into that, you know what I mean, the presser with Klitschko, he was doing some crazy shit, dressing up like Batman. Him and he had somebody dressed up, was it like Robin or some shit, or the Joker or something? Just running around doing crazy shit, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the past heavyweight champions have some crazy in them. You know what I mean? They're just built different. Evander Holyfield got his damn ear bitten off and still wanted to fight. Some guys would have just been good with the DQ. He still wanted to fight. You hear all types of stories about Mike Tyson having some crazy in him, right? Charlie, now this is off subject, man, but Charlie Murphy, you guys know how great Charlie Murphy was at storytelling. He was telling a story about when they went to Mike's house. Rest in peace, Charlie Murphy, too. But when they went to Mike's house years ago when Mike was a champ, they pulled up to Mike's house. It was like 6 limos deep. Charlie Murphy told this story to was it Joe Rogan? He told it to him. But anyways, Mike was standing, the limos pulled up. The limos couldn't go anywhere because they were kind of in a line, so you couldn't pull off or anything. Mike was standing in front of the front door with his hands on his hip, wearing his championship belt, and he had one of his fucking lions just walking across the yard. Nobody wanted to get out. And Charlie Murphy said that Mike was like, "Hey, what's wrong? You guys don't want to play with my kitty cat?" And Charlie Murphy was like, "That's not a motherfucking cat. That's a lion." And I guess Mike came in the yard, played with the lion for a little bit, wrestled with him, and then took the lion somewhere in the back and locked him away. You know what I mean? And then he invited the guests in his house. That's crazy. You know what I mean? And I can go on and on, man, about champs and crazy shit that they've done, right? You know, so I like Tyson Fury when he's when his confidence is off the charts, because that lets me know that he is ready to take this fight. You may say, "Oh, he's just talking. He's just talking." Well, a lot of people thought he was just talking against Klitschko. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, I agree with Lennox Lewis. I do think stylistically this could be a nightmare for Wilder. We know Wilder likes to, you know, like I said, sometimes a fight may seem close, or you may have the other guy winning, and then boom, he lands the right hand, right? Well, what if it was just like Klitschko? What if this happens to where it's the motherfucking 11th, 12th round, and Fury got 8 rounds in the bag already, and Wilder doesn't get to land that right hand? But one thing about Wilder that, in my opinion, that I believe would be different from Klitschko and even the Steve Cunningham fight is I think Wilder will sell out quicker, or I think he will be more willing to sell out as far as he'll just unload on right hands. He's not going to be as hesitant, even if he's missing wildly and just all over the place. I think he will throw more right hands than Klitschko. And I don't think Wilder needs to just be set to throw it. He'll just throw that motherfucker, man. I've seen him throw it and miss guys by a mile, but that lets you know he ain't scared to throw it. Sometimes he does try to wait for the perfect moment, but then there's other times where he's just not scared to throw it at all. And I think he would throw a lot more right hands than Klitschko was throwing. Klitschko was just waiting for the perfect opportunity. And that's where I thought he was missing Emmanuel Stewart. I know Emmanuel Stewart is gone. Rest in peace. But Emmanuel would have tested him. He would have, you know how Emmanuel would get in that corner. You got to go out and fight that motherfucker. Quit waiting for the perfect time. You know, Emmanuel would have got up in him. You know what I mean? Whereas Jonathan Banks, he's more laid back and, oh, you know, you need to do this. You know, he was giving him good instructions, but sometimes all that, you know, technical instructions, sometimes that shit need to go out the window, and you need to just really give somebody real talk And Emmanuel was great at that. And he was great at that with his fighters, Tommy Hearns, Lennox, Vladimir. You know, I remember when he was hyping I remember when he hyped Vladimir up in the Chambers fight. You guys remember that when Emmanuel Stewart walked in the middle? It was right before the 12th round was going to begin. And motherfucking Emmanuel Stewart walked in him. He was so furious at Vladimir. He walked in the middle of the ring. It was like, come on, knock his ass, you know, fight him. And he went out there and knocked him out in the 12th. Brutal too. You know what I mean? I'm going all over the place now, man. But just my opinion on this topic, man. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm gone.